We begin this morning with the issues of the border, an issue that is always contentious with illegal immigration. During the Trump administration, they put in place a restriction under Title 42, which deals with immigration as it relates to disease, most principally. Because of COVID, they said, hey, all these people coming in from the border, they might, have COVID. And so that's a problem when it comes to the immigration because they're not vaxxed and not wearing masks and all kinds of things. So the Trump administration used Title 42 as an additional method to decrease illegal immigration and deport people. Well, of course, the Biden administration is less thrilled with that. They like the illegal immigration very much, and they like it to the tune of releasing 6,400 illegal immigrants without a court date before being stopped by court order. So it's not even that these people have a court date with a pinky promise to please appear. We'll release you into the interior of the United States with a pinky promise to appear on date certain. Well, in this case, we released them without even that much. You pinky promise to appear at some point, we will tell you about at some point, and we will notify you some way of your date. And the Biden administration is continuing to fight this because they'd like to not have the court order that restricts them. So there is temporarily in place a nationwide injunction from a single district court, which, as always, raises procedural legal problems. But more the point, for our immediate purposes, they would like to continue just allowing migrants, illegal immigrants, to flood the border. So let's learn more about this. Okay. The Border Patrol has processed and released 6,400 illegal immigrants into the United States without court dates or the ability to track them since early Thursday. So we're just breakneck casing. So in a week, we were able to release 6,400 people. So we're just trekking along at all. In a sworn declaration, the chief of law enforcement for Border Patrol said the agency was aware the judge had blocked it from releasing migrants under a new policy known as parole with conditions. The conditions apparently being show up sometime, somewhere. We will notify you some way. I'm not sure how we're notifying these people, to be honest. Do we have numbers for them or addresses or even email? I don't know. That would allow border agents to release migrants without court date and without ability to track them. I mean, that seems problematic. We're just going to release you, and you can, I suppose, check in from time to time. You can call us, and we'll let you know if there's a date or something. But Border Patrol's legal counsel said that it was hard to fully reverse course because by the time of the court order, 2,500 migrants who had been fully processed under the policy were awaiting release and therefore were released. So even though the order said stop releasing them, we apparently had 2,500 people who were at the gate, and we decided to open the gate anyway, which, okay, fine. When the court issued a temporary restraining order, all sectors had ceased releases for the day for any non-citizens, that is, illegal immigrants who were fully processed. They're all non-citizens. If Border Patrol is in possession of citizens of the United States, that raises its own set of problems. So hopefully they're non-citizens, because otherwise, why does Border Patrol have them? Consequently, Border Patrol released on Friday, these illegal immigrants who have been fully processed will be released anyway, because, I don't know, it's just more convenient that way. In addition to those released in the United States under the parole with conditions plan, which apparently is a pinky promise to appear someday somewhere, other migrants have been released in the country to pursue asylum claims with dates. An administration official said those released to pursue asylum claims have been thoroughly vetted. Okay. Well, all right. Why are they being released into the United States before their asylum is processed? I don't understand, but okay. By the time the policy under Title 42 had expired, because the Biden administration wanted it to, the policy had blocked 2.5 million illegal immigrants. So, kind of an effective policy. We were able to keep 2.5 million illegal immigrants out of the country using the policy because maybe a nation has a fundamental right to borders. In fact, it's part of the fundamental definition of what a country is, the fact that you have borders and the right to police them. So maybe doing that would be good. But the Biden administration seems to disagree. In the days before the policy was lifted, the number of migrants crossing the border began to surge. So maybe the migrants were becoming aware that the policy was about to expire or thought it already had expired. So more people were trying to cross illegally because they were under the impression that the policy had expired. So maybe the policy in and of itself prevented people from trying to cross. And then when the new administration said, hey, everyone's welcome, people started crossing more. The number of crossings per day hit somewhere between 13,000 and 14,000 by the time of the end. So every single day, apparently, 13,000 to 14,000 is the estimate, because who knows? And we were trying to keep them out, but now not so much. Thus, that brings us to the end of discussion about the illegal immigrants coming into the United States. The United States, like every single country on the face of the earth, has a definitional right to control its borders. It is part of the fundamental right of being a country, the right to control your borders. And the United States, under the Trump administration, said, okay, maybe not with people just coming into the United States who, just anytime they want. Maybe we should do that. And the Biden administration said, let's do that and reverse course. A judge has instituted a temporary ban on lifting the policy, but the Biden administration is appealing. And so that will have to be resolved by the courts on all that. But they would like to allow the 13 to 14,000 illegal immigrants to come into the United States because, I don't know, reasons. And that brings us to the end of discussion of this story.